It is incredibly wonderful to look out on this sea of faces, these powerful leaders, men and women in this room who believe as we do that women's empowerment in many different forms is in fact the strategy that will bring us to the new world that we're talking about. I want to thank Michelle and Catherine and the whole crew who made this all happen. You know, without you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you. I also want to say that being here with so many of the Women Leaders for the World graduates, you know, you continue to support us and to believe in collaboration or you wouldn't be here, right? You all have important duties to be attending to. I'm also cognizant, having walked around, that there are many of you who left duties today to be here. I also want to talk about you know, collective action and collaboration and why we are really here. And I think that's the question, right, on all of our minds. Why am I here, meaning you? Why are you, why is your organization going to be part of this? I think as we look at collective action, it's really about, okay, how can this benefit not only the whole, but also each of the individual parts? So how can we be stronger as corporations? We have some corporation people here. How can we be stronger as nonprofits? How can we be stronger as consulting organizations, et cetera, if in fact we band together? So that's really the question I want to explore with you a little bit. Okay, first of all, there are some of you in the room who don't know Global Women's Leadership Network, so this is just one slide, one commercial, okay, that basically says we are 10 years old, we'll be 10 years old in just a couple of months. And we have 160 Women Leaders for the World graduates around the world who are still providing very powerful networks and certainly doing great work wherever they are. And we're all about what Catherine spoke to, creating a new future for humanity through women's leadership, through women's empowerment. So that's us. How do we create impact given the resources of women around the world? So one answer to that is collaboration, right? Collaboration makes things easier, right? You know, I don't think we have to look at this and say it's going to be hard work. I think we could look at this and figure that together somehow it's going to make it a lot easier. That in fact we're going to be able to do more with less or with the same amount of resource if we are working together. More specifically though, when we look at collaboration, we're talking about the strengths of networks. I had the privilege of working with Nilofer Merchant at Santa Clara University, and she's written a book on networks and networking of companies. And you know, networks have been with us over the ages, but they're getting stronger and stronger, and they're really the means for us to accomplish many, many things. When you are banded together with a purpose, that is when you can be the most powerful, when it is clear what the purpose is of that particular network. So it's not I'll call it a common network where you just sort of know everyone. It's something where you're trying to build something out in the future. Though, if there are some people, I think there are some people who agreed to say why they are here today and why their organizations were our co-conveners with us. So do I recall that Mary was one of those? Oh good, I'm glad I have you. I have some of the list in my head.
Thanks, Linda. I think you so eloquently laid out why I'm here today. We do great work, but we haven't been able to scale it. And so we realize that by working collaboratively with others who have the same vision, that we'll be able to take our great work and their great work and really have the kind of impact that we want that is scalable.
Regional alliances around the world. This is pretty audacious. There are 6 of them on the chart, and I haven't put a time frame on that, but 6 is audacious. This is the second one. The first one, we are so proud to say, we got the first one started in Africa in mid-August. We appreciate their dedication. It all actually in some ways got started because of the little woman in the middle who is one of our graduates, lives in Santa Cruz, California, and decided to go to Africa and said, what can I do? And we said, well, why don't you get everybody together and figure it out? And they did. So really, really wonderful. Just imagine what the world would look like if all women and all girls around the world were in fact empowered to be what they can be.